He's right behind you.
What? Oh my god. Ew, ¿qué carajo eso? That's what some of y'all are probably thinking, I bet. Well, mi amores, get comfortable because this right here is an interesting story. What you have just seen here is William Birkin, a man whose own work has turned him into something unrecognizable, a willing victim of the G-virus. Now, G-virus, if you know Resident Evil, you've definitely heard the name, but most people don't actually know what it is, where it came from, or what it can actually do. And honestly, once you know the full story, you're gonna wish you didn't. You see, William is one of the only few confirmed cases of being a host under the influence of the G-virus, an uncontrollable bioweapon that is feared in every corner of the world in the Resident Evil universe. Funny enough, you could consider his last moments, losing himself to the virus that he had created with a mountain of dead bodies, to be an actual fitting end for him. But how exactly did the G-virus come to be in the first place?
You're about to die anyway.
Back in the day, there was a little girl named Lisa Trevor, whose father, George Trevor, had actually built the Spanson mansion when it was owned to Hans. After its completion, Umbrella invited him and his family over to celebrate. On paper, it sounded sweet. Lisa and her mother were the first to arrive at the mansion, and when they did, they were immediately grabbed by Umbrella security the second they had arrived. They took them to the underground labs and started experimenting on them. Unfortunately, the mother didn't make it, but Lisa did, as she was rather compatible with the virus that was tested on her. And for 30 years or more, 30 years, Umbrella used her as a test subject for everything they had, and turned her into something that was no longer human. One day, during a round of testing, they injected her with something new, something called the NE-alpha parasite, and her body, instead of adapting to it, had actually just killed it, rejecting it outright. However, while it was dying, for some odd reason, her bodies had absorbed pieces of the parasite's DNA and fused it into her own, and something new formed inside of her that nobody had actually seen before. William Birkin, a young but prominent researcher at the time, was Umbrella's star researcher. He was a brilliant young man, but he was also equally obsessive with his work. He was the one that discovered his new strain of virus and pulled it out of Lisa, and giving it the name the G-virus. Now the T-virus, that one that makes the zombies, that's predictable, and Umbrella could control it, package it, and sell it. However, the G-virus doesn't follow those rules. It rewrites the host's entire body randomly with no pattern, no limit, and no final form. It just keeps going, keeps mutating, keeps evolving, and it never stops. And here's the part that really sits with me. You shoot a G creature, and congratulations, you've only just made it stronger. Every wound, every bullet tells the virus to evolve even faster. You are literally feeding it by fighting it. You need military-grade firepower to even have the chance. And even then, mi amor, even then it still might not be enough. But the way it reproduces is where it crosses the line. That's right. You heard me right. This thing likes to get freaky. A G creature hunts for host and plant embryo into, not through a bite or contact, but through oral injection that's forced into you. But here's the even more fucked up part about all this. It has a type, you'd say. Only someone directly related by blood to the original host can actually carry it. Yep. This thing is into that kind of thing. Everyone else? Yeah. They get the same treatment and get the embryos. However, while it can still grow into them, it won't bond to that host. And eventually it grows to a point where it rips out of your stomach, leading to a very, very painful death. Birkin spent years perfecting this thing in an underground lab beneath Raccoon City called Nest. Thanks to Umbrella, they had managed to bribe the chief of police, Chief Irons, into keeping everything a secret and to get rid of or deter anyone from finding out about Umbrella. His wife, Annette Birkin, also worked with him on perfecting this virus. However, because of their obsession, their daughter, Sherry, was often neglected and alone. as William's entire life revolved around his virus. Then, Umbrella came for it. Birkin had been talking to the US military behind Umbrella's back, wanting to sell the G-virus and disappear his family. Umbrella found out and sent a team in, but he resisted and they were forced to shoot him. They took the samples and left him for dead. But they should have finished the job. Birkin, left dying on the floor of his own wad, had once sampled the G-virus still on him, injected it into himself. His body couldn't handle it, however. Instead of evolving cleanly, he became something massive and continued to mutate as he went around the facility in pure rage. He chased the soldiers into the sewers and killed most of them. In the fight, however, T-virus samples that are mixing with the G-virus samples had shattered and leaked into the water, going into the city's water supply. Rats have also consumed the virus, spreading it even further. Record City was done in days, not weeks, days. 100,000 people gone. The T-virus infection had turned the population into something unimaginable. Zombies and other BOWs flooded the streets. Police couldn't handle it and were quickly overwhelmed. Military showed up too late and were forced to just quarantine the entire city. And Umbrella, while they did send people in, they didn't to help at all. They did so just to grab whatever research they could before everything burned down. Amongst all of this, Birkin was still mutating and still losing more of himself with every minute that went by. While he was moving through that burning city, he was looking for one person, Sherry, his daughter, the only blood relative he had left and the only one that could carry his embryo. Unfortunately, he had found her, and it affected her. Luckily for her, Claire Redfield had showed up in Raccoon City to look for her brother. She found Sherry and protected her as best she could. When the girl was infected, she had managed to get into the Nest facility and find a vaccine for the G-virus, saving her life. However, by this point, William's mutations had gone way too out of control, and not an ounce of humanity was left in him. Throughout the game, we could see how these mutations progressed. Starting from what was obviously a person under extreme mutations and in a lot of pain, into nothing more but a blob of flesh, teeth, and eyes devoid of anything sentient. The only thing that was finally able to put him down for good was the underground facility self-destructing, taking William along with it. That same night, October 1st, 1998, the US government looked at Raccoon City and said there was nothing left to save. When the sun rose that day, a missile strike was ordered. It had struck the city. In an instant, the city was gone. 100,000 people erased because one man couldn't let go of his work. A man whose obsession with his work had turned him from an evil man into an unrecognizable monster. Umbrella obviously tried to say they had nothing to do with it, and it took years before they were held officially accountable for what they had done and were fully dismantled. Unfortunately, the missile strike had failed to complete the job. The G-virus, along with other strains of viruses that Umbrella had worked on, survived because these samples managed to get out, and other rival companies and people of interest had gotten their hands on them. One virus, one obsession. One night, an entire city disappeared.
That's right. This is the ultimate life form. Tyrant! Chris? Stop it.
With that, hopefully you all can see why I love Resident Evil so much. It's crazy to see how a virus, a thing that we are all exposed to every day, could be weaponized and turn regular people into monsters. But it also shows the dark side of humanity, as well as its fascination and thirst for knowledge, and rudeness to do cruel and unimaginable things for their own self-interest. The G-virus in William's story is only one of many examples of these weaponized viruses and their effect on the world. So think about that the next time someone tells you it's just a game. Now, if you enjoyed the video, then please make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. It really only takes 2 seconds to do it. Also, one other thing before I end this video. I, Jezzy Bones, made an official X account or Twitter, whatever you want to call it right there. Then we posted random thoughts that I'll be having and also some exclusive content you might not see on the channel, so you're into all that right there, give me a follow and make sure to definitely go ahead and like the video, okay? And make sure you definitely subscribe. I mean it, you better subscribe. You know you want to. And remember, los huesos nunca mienten amor, and neither do I.